Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is my channel, Alec Reads. My name is Alec Reed, and today we're reading I Still Think You're Beautiful, chapter 35. Before I do get started, I wanted to ask a question for people to answer in the comments down below. I've decided that I do not want to have to make content cost money on any format. I enjoy making content. I enjoy talking to the people who watch my content, and I want to do everything I can to have everyone be able to watch my content, but I also need to find a way to make profit while I am doing this, because my day job just pays me enough to keep me off the streets, basically. But as you guys know, I broke my wheelchair a long time ago. I still don't have one. And I need new equipment for my channel. So I was wondering if I put a PayPal or a Cash App or something, would you guys be willing to donate? You obviously don't have to if you don't want to, and you don't have to donate a lot, even if you do donate. Anything helps. I'm just trying to figure out how to make this work for me, you, and everyone else who is in on this process. So yeah, that was my question. Answer down below, and let's jump right into the video. Chapter 35. Harry. It was getting easier as the days went on, but every now and again I'd see his bright white glowing hair, and it just made me want to run my hands through it. My therapist, who visits me at Hogwarts twice a week, has been helping, I guess. She taught me some exercises, like a rubber band on my wrist and pulling it whenever I feel anxious or uncomfortable, which was most days. I swim too. It's relaxing and cold, extremely cold. The icy coldness of the Black Lake numbs me senseless, helps me focus without having to think about my body, just my mind. Dr. Foster agrees, my therapist. It feels weird calling her that. She says that I should focus on the things that make me happy before anything else. I try, but the one thing that makes me happy I can't have. She doesn't understand. Foster, no matter how long I swim for, I can't numb the feeling in my chest. Every time I see him, the broken look in his eyes in the astronomy tower, and then Smith hexed him when I called him Malfoy, Hermione was worried about me. But I smile, tell her I'm fine, flick the rubber band subconsciously on my wrist until the skin is red. I listen in class and try to forget about him. What we had was a fling, nothing more. He didn't feel the same way about me, so why bother? McGonagall's classes are usually my favorite lessons, but now they're just a pastime. I don't pay attention. I just scolded by Hermione. I let her get into letting me copy her notes, and then I fall asleep again. Sleep, my enemy. It's been avoiding me lately. My nightmares being my new best friend, Malfoy sleeping peacefully a few feet away. They've gotten worse, but I don't tell anyone other than Foster, who gives me dreamless sleep potions, which never work, but they do calm me down a bit. As I lay in bed, I look over all the things I did wrong, which could have been everything regarding Malfoy. The train, that's where it started. Or was it before that? The day we met at Madame Milkin's. I can't change any of it now. Looking at my beaten-up alarm clock, which reads 5:34, I wait a minute until it says exactly 5:35 before getting up to have a shower. It's just a habit I have. Sometimes I'm lucky and I can be out of the dorm before he wakes up. Today was not one of those days. I'm leaving the shower, towel around my waist, as he walks around his bed, rubbing his eyes. His hair is soft and tousled. I look away harshly, grabbing my clothes from the drawers and only waiting until he's in the bathroom himself to start changing. Usually he looks at me longingly, but he didn't even make eye contact, though it's not like I care or anything. I put on my other shoe, shoving my hands into my pockets of my hoodie, my wand along with it, and make my way down to the kitchens. Creature is waiting for me, as he is every morning, after I'd send him to work at Hogwarts rather than Grimmauld Place with a plate of toast, sausage, eggs, and bacon. I eat greedily and say my thanks before sprinting back to the common room to catch Ron and Hermione. Hermione's with Pansy, as always. They're making out, as always. Hermione's book lay discarded on the floor, along with Pansy's homework. Ahem, I cough, as they break apart. Pansy scowled. Hermione's face flushed bright red. Cockblock, Pansy muttered. You okay, Harry? Hermione asked. Do you need a copy of my notes? She stood up and walked over to me, parchment in hand. No. I was wondering if you knew where Ron is. He wanted to go to Hogsmeade with me. And since when did you willingly let me copy your notes? I crossed my arms. Oh, well, you changed of heart, I guess. No, I haven't seen Ron. I started to turn around from Hermione, grabbed me. No. What? I was just gonna go find him. I frowned at her. She was acting strange. Well, are you sure you don't want my notes? We can copy them here. She had a pleading look in her eyes. Are you feeling all right, Hermione? You're acting weird. I'm going to find Ron. If you really want to. I sighed and turned around, now understanding Hermione's bizarre behavior. Near the portrait was Malfoy in green grass, snogging, if more passionate than Hermione and Pansy. I felt Hermione's hand in my own, which knocked me out of my trance. I looked at her, before pulling my hand out of hers and pushing past the interlocking couple and out of the portrait. What was I supposed to do? Scream? Cry? Kick? He's not mine anymore. He can do whatever he likes. And if he likes locking lips with that immature troll, then who am I to stop him? Hey, Harry, you alright? Hearing Ron's voice brought me back into reality. You ready to go? Yeah, come on. He slung his arm around my shoulder, which caught me by surprise, as Ron hadn't wanted to be anywhere near me since he found out about my sexuality. Even when he had finally accepted it, he sometimes avoided being near me. I gave him a sideways glance, which, in return, got a smile. Why is everyone acting weird today? We reached the statue and crept inside the tunnel that opens under the sweet shop in Hogsmeade. Lumos. The tunnel lit up, and we followed it along the basement of the shop, pushed away the little tile, making sure no one was there. I pulled Ron up with me. We stuck out of the basement and into the street of Hogsmeade. It was October, so the weather wasn't the best, but we made do. Do you want to get some butterbeer? Maybe some fire whiskey? Ron asked. I gratefully nodded. I could do with a drink. And 2 hours later, Ron was passed out on the table. Dean and Seamus had joined us, and they were now sucking each other's faces off. Neville was sat beside Luna, eyeing his alcohol wearily as if it might jump at him. And Luna and Ginny were in a heated conversation about which was a better pet. A horned Snorgak or a Pimmy-Puff. I was partly drunk. The light feeling in my head reminded me of when I took Felix. Or Liquid Luck. I ignored everyone else and made my way out the door, rubbing my face viciously to clear my head. The mid-afternoon breeze tickled my face, my hair brushing my scar, I made my way down the street, which was too quiet, my hands in my pocket. I got to the entrance of the woods near Hogsmeade and proceeded to get its foggy depths. That's when my scar started to prickle. Panic washed over me like an icy water. Then my back started to burn until it stung so much I couldn't walk. I sat on the ground, my hands shifting between holding my head and holding my back. I saw red as my head pounded as if someone was using it as a drum. I brought my hands from my face to see they had a small amount of blood on them. My scar was bleeding. I could only imagine what my back looked like. The next wave of pain came. I heard a snap of a twig and looked to see someone pointing their wand at their forearm. The man's figure turned blurry from my tears. My eyelids slid shut. My body turned limp. Chapter 36. Draco. Merlin, I hated this. I hated her. Her mouth on mine, her hands snagged in a locked grip around my neck, her chest uncomfortably pressed against mine, but I had to do it. Pretend I love her. That I wanted her when I don't. I want him. I can't wait to end it. Finally, she let go, kissed me on the cheek, and said she needed to go to class. I had no classes that day. None of the 8th years did. I strained a fake smile, only ever using my real smile for Harry. I grabbed my bag and sat down next to the roaring fire in the common room. Pansy plopped herself down next to me, Hermione sitting next to her, almost on her lap, with a book. You're an actual twat, Draco, you know that? The black-haired girl told me. And why's that? I questioned mockingly, not really caring. You're breaking his heart even more, every time he sees you with her. I may not be as smart as my girlfriend, but I can see he's hurting. Hermione smirked at Pansy's comment, eyes still skimming her book. Well, things have to get worse before they get better, and I'm not going to break her heart and mend his, I state proudly. It was all part of my plan. My mother had agreed. How poetic. Just hurry up. I can't wait for my dreary dreams to finally come to a happy ending. It's killing me over here, she drawled. I'm sorry, your what dreams? I questioned. Oh, darling, dreary, Draco and Harry. She flicked me on the forehead. You really are dumb sometimes. All the time. I gave her a shove, which caused Hermione to fall on the floor. Oh shit, sorry, I scoffed. She didn't even look up from her book, and just leaned her back onto the sofa. Pansy wrapped her arms around her and gave her a kiss on the forehead. I rolled my eyes. Sighing, I looked away. As much as I was happy for them, I envied it. I was filled with so much jealousy that I was sure I'd earned a one-way ticket to hell. I grabbed my work and stuffed it into my bag. Bidding farewell to the happy couple, I walked upstairs with all my stuff, deciding to spend the rest of Sunday doing homework and revision for the upcoming exams. Hours later, I had taken a break and had stretched my arms as I made my way to the common room, which was full of the night Harry and I broke up. There was no music, except sullen, upset faces, filling the already not-so-big room. I looked confused over the group and walked up to Pansy, who was holding Hermione in an embrace. Neville was there with Weaslette and Loony. The Weaslette was sobbing, her mouth turned to an ugly frown, tears staining her face. What the bloody hell is going on? I asked my best friend. Draco! She hissed. I raised my arms in defeat, though I had no idea what I did wrong. Draco, she said softly this time, as if she was preparing to tell me some extremely bad news, which she was. Harry is missing. My mouth gaped open. My whole world stopped. As the room spun, I couldn't move. I felt dizzy. I needed to sit down. I collapsed myself from the internal shock, clearing my throat. When? I asked, scarily calm. About 2 hours ago, but Draco, don't do anything stupid, she pleaded and tightened her grip on Hermione. Where was he last seen? The Three Broomsticks. He was pretty drunk, says Neville. Weasley and Blaise are looking for him in the forest around. Why wasn't I told? Without waiting for an answer, I ran upstairs, grabbed my cloak and wand. As I was walking down the stairs, I bumped into someone. Ginny. Malfoy, She stuttered. What? I spat. I'm in a bit of a rush. Draco. I just wanted to say, please find him. If Ron and Zabini can't, I know you will. I'm sorry for how I acted. I was just mad. He said he'd liked me and I didn't know what to think, but then I saw you two together and I realized he loves you. And he could never love me like that. I was stupid. I admired him as my brother's best friend, not as the chosen one, and that admiration turned into something else. But he's like a brother to me, and I need to apologize to him, so bring him back, or I will personally murder you. She wiped a tear from her eye. I sighed and pulled her into a hug. She stiffened, but relaxed. Trust me, Jenny, I will. Don't want another round of Bat Boggy Hex. We pulled away. I laughed, and so did she. I gave her a curt nod and made my way down the stairs. I practically ran to the tunnel Harry had shown me, sprinting through it, creeping through the cellar of Honeydukes, trying to be as quiet as possible. I made my way to the entrance of the forest, my wand gripped in my hand. I walked forwards. Lumos, I muttered. My wand now led the way. Look, Weasley, he's not here. He could have just gone back to the castle. He's probably tucked in bed, all safe and sound. I hear a voice say mockingly. Blaise! I called out. Oh, for fuck's sake, Draco, what are you doing here? I stepped past an overgrown tree to see my other best friend and Weasley, both with their wands lit. Weasley's eyes are red and raw. He looked as if he had been crying. He could have also been drunk. Probably both. Blaise just looked tired. He's not at the castle. I've come to help, I told him. This is my fault, Weasley said, which surprised me. Don't start again, Ron. It's not. I looked between the two. What is going on? Is Neville all right? I told him I'd be back in an hour. He's fine. It is my fault, Weasley spoke up again. I just wanted to take him out with everyone. He was being mopey and I wanted to hang out with him like old times. Then I got too drunk and he walked off. I forgot that there were no wards in Hogsmeade. Why does that make a difference? I asked. It's that Death Eater, Zeleny. I'm sure of it, he sniffed. Shit. Have you been looking around here for the past 2 hours? Yeah, and around the shops and everything, but there's nothing, and I'm freezing, so can we please go back to find McGonagall and tell her what's happening? Blaise said. Fine, but I'm not giving up, Ron said. I didn't ask you to. Raise patted Ron on the back, and the two made their way out of the forest in silence. I guess they're friends now, then. I turned to leave, my foot tripping over something. I looked down, picking it up. It was Harry's wand. Alright everyone, that is the end of today's episode. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and comment down below, whether it's answering my questions, saying hello, or just giving me recommendations. Good morning, good afternoon, or good night. Goodbye, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody in between, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, friends.